Welcome to our latest opportunity as Rock Advisors continues to grow. We're excited to share with you some key information. Most importantly, what I just want to call out right now is there are three key action steps that we'll be talking about at the end of this video. Hi, my name is Rod. I also have Dave here with me. Dave, why don't you say hello?
Hi, potential candidates.
So here's what you can expect. So we've got a short agenda, three simple things that we're going to go through. So we'll dive into who we are and what we do. We've spent some time talking about this opportunity. And I'll wrap things up and talk to you a little bit about what you need to do next. But let's just dive right in. Rock Advisors, we're known for apartment intelligence and leadership. And that's just a catch all phrase for our involvement in a comprehensive industry known as apartment development. And you can see right here, we are involved with brokerage, we're involved with consulting, we serve the private apartment developer and multi-generational families. And a neat little thing you see up here is something called the NAC, the National Apartment Council, which is the industries association that was founded last year by our CEO, actually. And so a great tie into our company as well. Dave, why don't you just give some meat and potatoes around our services and what we do? I think our candidates definitely want to hear more about this.
We're not your typical brokerage firm. We're apartment developer solution providers, and the services in the areas that we work in are in apartment and land brokerage. We do a lot of feasibility studies. I think we've done over 1,000 now. A lot of consulting work, educational pieces, at different events, webinars, and always educating on what's going on in the current marketplace. But we also do lease up consultations. And the markets that we work in are, we're very hyper focused on new apartment development, purpose-built apartments. A lot of our current clients are condo developers pivoting into rentals. And conversions could be an office conversion or other types of conversions into rentals. Affordable housing is a major topic, and that relates to not only housing that people can afford, but it relates directly to financing options in affordable housing and lots of student housing work that we do.
Yeah, thanks. And so here in a nutshell, if you want to see what we do, this is really it. This is the apartment development full service experience. And what it is, it's a representation of the entire apartment development timeline. So apartment developers do this. This might be a 3, 4, 5, sometimes even 6 or 7 year long process, but it's all the way from the dream and land through the money components, the design components, the marketing and the lease up, i.e., getting people into the building, and at the end of the day, a lot of our clients are keeping the building for a portfolio or we'll sell it for them so they can begin the next project. But I just want to get a sense for this is what apartment development is.
Yeah, and this is really important, right? You see at the top of the screen here, this is about discovery conversations. We are not looking to sell specific products and services as the focal point. It's more about finding where the developer is along the apartment development timeline because we have deliverables at every one of those stages. So that's what we're representing here. The important part about this role is being able to have a proper discovery call, and we've got a full process for it to identify where those opportunities exist and where the developer is along this timeline. So, really, what's important here is we do the relationship, not the deal. And we find the sale comes naturally once you know exactly where they're at. Does that make sense, Rod?
Yeah, totally. But marketing goes hand in hand with sales. And, one of the neat things we have is we've got a fully capable marketing team. We deliver a lot of education components that Dave already mentioned, webinars and events. We produce a lot of digital assets, some really cool things like Apartment University, publications, book publishing. So we've got all the tools and all the marketing elements that are needed to deploy that. Now, couple with that, but here's a QR code. You could scan this, and there's like a 12-minute video here that expands upon the who we are and what we do if you want a deeper explanation about our company. Now, Dave, the big part of the company is our culture. Why don't you just take it from there?
From a cultural standpoint, this is really important. We're very proud of our solid culture. We have a wide range of staff and ages and backgrounds. Our culture is about growth, and our culture is about setting goals and achieving goals. And we support our staff from all departments, and we work together to work towards those goals. I think it's all founded on our entrepreneurial environment.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love what you said about culture here because you're working with a new recent hire that we've trained and you're working with. And I think with our culture, the end result of it is that there's no questions left unasked. There's no, I didn't know what I'm supposed to do. We have a culture that really is team based, and I think it really simplifies everyone's role. Let's talk about that though. The entrepreneurial environment is a different conversation, but it's foundational to Rock Advisors because we're an entrepreneurial company founded by an entrepreneur, and we keep that entrepreneurial spirit alive and well in all of our staff because there are some distinct advantages financially. The fact that we don't live in a little box. Dave and I don't have our own little roles where we just stay in our own territory. No, we do what it takes, and it also allows a company that's growing to be highly agile. Agile to adjust to what's happening in the economy, what's happening into a great idea, a great opportunity, but just know that our foundation is centered around an entrepreneurial environment. Now, that environment needs two big key elements. I'm going to turn this back over to you, Dave, once you talk about mission and vision.
Our mission is we are the developer of developers. It's important to know that we don't build, but we help those that do optimize throughout the entire apartment development timeline. Now, the vision here is a clear path to growth. So you see the representation on the screen. It's people multiplied by technology equals growth, right? And we absolutely are looking and are incorporating AI into our growth path. And the AI that we're using is not to replace people, it's actually to accelerate our growth. We're a very proactive and progressive company that will grow the team using technology and AI.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that as an engineer, and it's great to know that in the entrepreneurial environment, always willing to learn, always willing to get better is, a moniker we're very, very proud of. Now, let's segue into the big bucket here, which is let's
Yeah.
talk about the opportunity. Now, before I turn over to Dave, I just want to instill the idea behind the philosophy we use as we grow our team. And you'll notice that what's been very absent from all of the things that Dave said, that I've said, we're not talking about how many years experience you have in a specific bucket of skill sets. We're not talking about you got to have this skill and that skill. Number one, it's all about we hire the person. And as long as they have a willingness to learn, then that's a huge check mark. Similar to skills and experience, our philosophy is we can teach anybody a skill and we can teach anybody and develop them to have experience. We don't look for that out of the gate. We'd rather teach people the Rock Advisor way than have to remold them and get them to think differently. An entrepreneurial mindset trumps everything. We also believe in a mutual test drive, meaning that when we hire someone new, we give them a period of time of about 3 months to pay them while they actually get educated and while they take our training. They get to test drive us, we get to test drive them, and their first salary raise happens at the end of that first 3 month period. We're also very proud of our state of the art onboarding game plan. You'll definitely learn that if you're successful as you move through this journey. And we also believe in annual goals. Every single year, I sit down along with each director, sits down with each one of their reports and staff, and we go through a goal setting process. It's quite unique. You'll absolutely love it. And at the end of the day, the one thing we're very proud of with Derek Lobo as our CEO is he's created an entrepreneur environment where everyone in the company shares in the success. It's not just a commission that goes to a salesperson. Everyone on the team is definitely a winner when that comes. Now, Dave, I'm going to turn things over to you. This is the meat and potatoes of this opportunity.
We talked a little bit about this earlier about the discovery call process, and it's a combination of an art and a science. And we've got this mapped out really well, and we practice it together. Taking the industry knowledge that you'll acquire through our training process, it becomes a conversation, and it makes this so much easier. You're connecting with the right internal team based on where the prospect is in the apartment development life cycle, and you're looking to build a relationship and keep the relationship over the long term. We have many clients that have been with us for the past around what, 38 years, 35 years, staying in touch and helping them grow. And they attribute a lot of their success to the work that we've done over the course of the years with them. Now, primary objectives here is to make sure that you succinctly describe our consulting services. We do a lot of research projects for our clients. Now, we get involved in a lot of private equity and financing deals as well. And again, you're identifying these through the discovery process. One of our prospects or clients could be at the phase of lease up, where we have a full service lease up consultation, where you might uncover an opportunity for brokerage. So, lots of objectives that can be accomplished during that discovery call process and leading right into the services. Notice we're not talking about a lot of critical sales type capabilities here. We're hiring the individual, not the skill set. We're looking for somebody that has a strong willingness to learn, is a communication tactician, and a comprehension of what an entrepreneurial mindset is.
I was gonna say you probably gave five key tips here. If you're going to hear something about a video, make sure you come back and look at these 5 points, because if this is what we're looking for, we need to hear how you check these boxes. Now let's wrap things up here, Dave. It's all about your next move. We got three simple steps. Number one, we just want you to review the posting landing page. Number two is what you're doing right now, watching the roll video. But here is the big action item for you. Submit your resume. We want you to submit a 2 minute story video about you and why you're the perfect fit for this role. Go back and look at those five key points that Dave just went through in terms of what we're looking for. But think of this as almost like your first interview. This is our filter. This is how we select the people we want to invest our time and energy with, because this is 2 minutes where you get to sell you to us. And so that video, you can send it through a link, you can send it through a Dropbox, you can send the actual, video file to us, and we've given you the email address there.
Yeah, the video is critical, right? It really what it is. It's the bridge to your first actual interview with myself and Rod.
So we're going to receive people's resumes and videos, and selected candidates will receive some Zoom interviews, and then that moves to an in-person process as well. Eventually, we're going to land on the person we're going to hire and give them an offer. And when acceptance is there, then they will engage our onboarding and training process, like we said.
Yeah, like you said, Rod, we are hiring the person, not the skills and the experience, right? We've got a great training program. We want you to be successful. So review the points, submit the video, reach out to us, and we really look forward to hearing from you.